Hey guys, I have a firing going on outside, so while that's burning away, I'm just going to play with some clay. And you're welcome to join along. I'm going to try to make some sort of bowl or pot. I have my small pookie here. I have my leftover clay from the Sgraffito project, so I'm just going to play. I smashed out a patty here. I'm going to lay it in my pookie. rim's a little cracked. But that's pretty much it. I mean, I'll come back after I check on the fire and maybe play with it a little bit, not much more. Yeah, maybe just to kind of get things centered up. That looks like it's a little off. This side looks a little thick. So, but that's pretty much it. That's a bowl or a pot, whatever you want to call it. And this is all I have left of my clay. I'll use that for spot checking stuff. You know, get little divots and stuff. I can see a couple cracks in there that I need to fix. But, you know, it doesn't have to take a long time. All right, now that this pot has dried, I put a couple of coats of slip on here, and I polished with the back of a spoon in between coats. I think there's a total of 3 coats on here now, and this is dry, so I'm going to try a little more sgraffito just to see what I can do with this pot. This is, again, an experiment. Before I fire this, I'm going to coat 1/2 with glaze, and the other half I'm going to leave untouched, and I'm going to see how this turns out. So, complete experiment. Design doesn't matter. I think that's it for now. I got plenty of things to look at here. I got small lines, I got thick lines, I got cleaned up areas. We'll just see what this turns out to be like. So I'm just going to let this continue to dry. I will put a coat of commercial glaze on half of this. It'll be the clear glaze. I might try the brown glaze up here just to see what happens, you know, again on half, and you know, give. All right, this is definitely an abomination now, but I put red rust glaze in this area, and I put the clear glaze on this back side, and then I overlap the clear glaze with the rust just right there. This is a paint on, you know, a brushing glaze, and it's food safe, and it's also low fire. So I got these at the pottery store, and we'll see what happens. You know, I don't know if I can get my fire hot enough to make these work, but I'm certainly going to try. And tomorrow's supposed to be a nice day, and we might as well give it a shot. So I will see you when these are out of the kiln. All right, so these just came out of the kiln. This one here was the white slip with the clear glaze. I don't know if you can see that, but that turned out pretty nice. It's got a nice coat of glaze on it, and I can tell that it's well done. Now when I go up to this area up here, where it was just the pure clay with the clear glaze, didn't turn out so well. It's kind of rough. It didn't really give a glossy finish. Now when I turn it to the other side, this was just plain nothing. This was my control. And the glaze, or the slip, is definitely on there better than the ones I did earlier in a previous video. This turned out pretty nice. The rust glaze, or the brown glaze, did not do very well up here at all. I don't know what happened there, but just didn't do a thing. Now inside, here's the clear glaze with nothing, and that seemed to do okay. The overlap, where I overlapped it, didn't work at all. And then just the brown glaze did not work. So with that being said, I fired one of my old pots, and the complete opposite happened. So this was bisque fired, and then I put the brown clay on, or the brown slip, which is this stuff right here. And this turned out with a really nice brown glaze. Here was the overlap of the clear and the brown, and that turned out like garbage. And then here was just the white glaze, or the clear glaze, and that turned out like garbage. So I think if I'm going to do it, a sgraffito with just one coat of clear glaze, is to do it without being bisqued. And if I'm going to use the brown, definitely bisque it first. That's pretty confusing, but that's the results I got. I think I'm going to have to do a couple more tests to really understand what's going on here, but that was with my normal firing on the little bit of a hot side, because I really wanted to stuff the glaze, and you know, this stuff did great on bisqueware. This is my favorite. It really feels like it was glazed. And this is my second favorite, which was on the white slip with the clear glaze. And that seemed to be, I mean, it's still a little rough, but it's definitely glazed. So maybe some more testing is required. That's very interesting. So I'm going to have to dedicate a few more firings to just testing out these glazes. So, well, this is how we learn. Thanks for learning with me.